down.
Streams up.
Chris, your camera is more straightforward. I like it better. Did you move it a little bit?
No, actually not. Well, I mean, I kind of shifted around all the time, so
yeah. Are you because you seem
this is
lower?
good?
Yeah, you're not looking down at it so much. Yeah, I mean, not that. I mean, I'm like little. My camera somehow like makes my head very small, and I guess I could move up a little bit. There we go.
It's a no ball cap time for me.
Yeah, you do. Your hair's very fancy.
Show off those lovely locks.
Yes, luxurious. Sorry, John.
I mean, I thought this would never happen.
Really?
I'm kind of considering like painting or something.
Oh, my friend uses that spray-on hair. It's terrible.
So what if I got a hold of that Ovation stuff? Would it fix this?
Would it make your hair thicker?
Yes.
I don't have thick hair in the front.
Live and thin.
You've seen my son's hair, of course.
All right, here we go, Five Guys.
Is he bragging again about his hair? Is he bragging again about his hair?
He's got a lot of hair.
Everything I would do, you were standing there by my side. And now you gonna be with me for the last ride.
Welcome back to Daybreak USA.
I'm just singing along. All right, so you can always go to Facebook Daybreak USA. We're streaming in that location and many others if you want to see, us. We like you. We appreciate you choosing us. We've got some serious news to talk about, and then we'll get to those lighter topics of, how to drive a tank, which actually sounds super fun to me, too, and I don't even have that much testosterone. I mean, I can't imagine how excited men get about that. And then a zoo in Korea training a chimpanzee to smoke a pack of cigarettes a day, which is so wrong on so many levels. And then I lived in LA for 10 years. When they get rain, look out. Because some of them don't even know how to use their windshield wipers, but there's that black ice, as they call it, which is oil and water. So we'll get to that in a minute, and I'll tell you about my little accident, what happened on the highway when someone sideswiped me. I had to do a live shot at the side of the freeway in LA. It was pretty funny. My own accident. All right, Chris, let's start with serious news. Welcome, Chris Barnes.
Well, thank you. Glad to be here, Angie. And in New York City, you've probably heard about a police shooting a couple of nights ago that's made some national news. But now the NYPD union very furious at what they're calling a rush to judgment by the city officials in the wake of that deadly police-involved shooting in the Bronx. This was a case where a 66-year-old woman ended up shot and killed. She apparently threatened officers initially with a pair of scissors, and then when she put the scissors down on their command, she kind of reached around and pulled a baseball bat, went at him with a baseball bat, and she ended up shot and killed. But the Democratic mayor, Bill de Blasio, less than 24 hours later, was holding a news conference in which he was saying it never should have happened. The woman's emotionally disturbed, and pretty much really slamming the police officer involved. And so right on the heels of his remarks, the police commissioner said similar things. And now the Sergeants Union president, Ed Mullins, is saying, listen, nobody's even investigated this or had a chance to read the police report. So he's saying that the statements by de Blasio and O'Neill are politically motivated.
And we're allowed to rush to judgment by, like, as a person, as just a lay person reading the story, watching the story, whatever. We can rush to judgment. The officials are not supposed to rush to judgment. They're supposed to wait for an investigation, find out more. What was the initial call? Did she hurt someone before they arrived? How close was she to police officers? Have they responded to her before? Is she really on medication? Did her family call in? It's like there's so much more to the story. You can't just come out and say this was all wrong and the police are bad people. No, there has to be an investigation. The officials can't rush to judgment. That's our job. We can rush to judgment because we're just looking at it and reading it. It's wrong for the officials to do that. Okay, I'm done ranting.
Yep, no argument here.
John?
Should I talk about Tesla?
Yeah.
Okay, good, because they say their new electric cars are going to be get off of that and talk about these cars that are going to be the first in the nation to have self-driving capability. I thought they all had that. Anyways, their CEO said the Tesla Model S, X, and Model 3 going to all have a full self-driving capability at a safety level substantially greater than that of a human driver. He didn't say when we could be able to start buying these things. He said it's not up to us, it's up to the regulators. And then I was just thinking, because I have to pick up my kids and drop them off at school in 10 minutes, how to have maybe like a car that could do that for me, and I could just spend my time yelling at them and telling them to be quiet. Or maybe an RV that, it would self-drive itself and you could hang out in the back. How fun would that be? I'm going to start a company. I'm going to have self-driving RVs.
No, my
next
husband
year.
would love that because he wanted to go cross country and drive to Chicago, and he set up a bed in the back for the kids with like no seatbelts. I about lost my mind. I called my mother-in-law, and I'm like, he thinks they can hang out in the back like it's a room, like it's a party room with no
Yeah.
seatbelts. We're driving across the country, so she called him, and she's like,
Wait.
son, honey, this isn't gonna. I call her to like back me up.
A tow behind or like a regular
No, like
RV?
in the back of it, in SUV, rather than be like in their seatbelts in a seat or in the chairs in the back in a seatbelt. He wanted them to just sit back there by the glass windows, like having a party
Oh,
with
yeah.
no seatbelts. I'm like, no, not going to happen. Like in a little bed,
like-
just sleeping back there.
Back in the 1800s when Chris was a kid, didn't like way back of the third seat of the whatever the station wagon, you just crawl around in the back seats and on the floor. Wasn't that a thing?
I was an only child. I was usually in the passenger seat. We made mom get in the back seat.
Well, you
And,
know,
but it's
How'd
true.
you do that?
It's true. I was going to say it's true that when I was real little, cars did not have were not required to have seatbelts yet.
wait,
So-
Chris, there was a seatbelt. It was mom. When she slowed down quickly, she threw
Yeah,
her
right.
arm out and hit me
Yeah.
in the neck. And she'd be like, hold on. And then that'd be my seatbelt, mom's arm into my neck. And it
No,
worked.
that was
Similar-
great. That was date move.
Similar to
wasn't it?
driving, learning to drive. Remember when you first learned to drive, your mom would keep doing this or grabbing onto the dash.
Wait, we have to
Yes.
get to the tank in the LA. Okay, so LA has not gotten rain for 165 days. So some of the people with their brand new fancy cars are having to check the owner's manual to see how to turn on the windshield wipers. I was in an accident where someone sideswiped me. What happens is the oil that's on the pavement mixes with the rain. They call it, like LA black ice. And this car slid into me. Then I couldn't get to the NBC station to do the weather. So they had me do the weather live from the side of the freeway from a news van. And then another station made fun of us, KTLA Channel 5, and said, wow, if you work at NBC and you get in a car accident, they still make you work from the side of the road next to your, car accident. And so then my news director was like, don't ever do that again. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like I saved the day. Like we still had weather. Well, we were made fun of by another station. So please don't do that again. I'm like,
Were you-
whatever.
Sounds like
accurate?
something out of Anchorman.
I know. All right, Chris, quickly, 30 seconds. Drive a tank. How can we do it?
Minnesota already has this company called Drive a Tank. They usually charge you a few $100 to give you the chance to drive a tank and roll over some old cars and get the sort of a demolition derby feel about it. Now, for an additional $200, you can throw in a Clinton or Trump dummy in those cars and run them over with the with the candidate of your choice or your not choice, whichever you want.
And it's extra, right? The candidate
yeah.
of your not choice.
That's great. I'd like the candidate in my not choice, please.
Oh gosh, $649. All right, thank you guys.